Sarge Creek every time. First of all, let me thank you very much. We could say in many respects that what happened at our opening at Community Corrections Building is an expansion of something that we were doing and an enhancement of some of the stuff that we're doing. But let me explain to you that that is not as near and dear to my heart as this place. All right? Because that place, according to politics and the fashion of the times, may come and go. This place stays, I hope, forever. And in that same context, let me tell you that as you look around you, I think this place looks pretty nice. Looks pretty nice. That the work that was done on this room was the first work that had been done on this room since 1963. Nearly 50 years. When I got elected judge, I took the bench in 1993. They cleaned the vents out. Now, literally, they cleaned the vents out and figured out that they didn't need a heating and cooling system replaced because air started flowing. They had not been cleaned out since 1963. They hadn't been cleaned out in 30 years. Now, thank God for the county commission, and I mean that literally. Since not long after that, we did have to replace the heating and cooling system. And the work that has been done in this room, I cannot tell you. It's like one of my professors said about the modern budget amendment in 1965. It brought the state of West Virginia into the 1900s. The technology. Let's talk about the technology just for a minute. The technology that you see displayed here brought us into the 1990s. And I really appreciate it. Because until then, literally, we used chalk. And when the chalkboard didn't work, we used substitutes for a chalkboard. I mean, I cannot tell you how much this is impressive to anyone who has practiced law here over the years. The prosecuting attorney's dad has practiced here. The county commission's brother, president of the county commission's brother, practiced here. There are all these people who have been practicing here over the years. And only they, and myself, in some respects, have a real appreciation, a real understanding of the value of what has taken place. Just on this wall. That feels so nice. Feels so nice. Now, you'd think, well, you know, Jay's pretty stupid anyway. What's the big deal about that wall? If you put your hand on the wall previously, you couldn't take your hand off the wall. It had been coated with fire retardant liquids on the wood from 1963. And we're not just talking about asbestos and all the problems that come with that. I mean, there was stuff on that wall that was colder and older than my mother-in-law's heart. It was just nothing compared to what you have here. There are things that can be displayed. And I'm going to show you some here if you stick around. Because I have cases in Boone County. And we're going to take some of those up. And I invite you to stay and watch the hog killing. You know, when I was growing up, we used to go around in the fall of the year and watch my grandfather as he shaved hogs and killed hogs for the fresh meat and then to smoke or whatever. And that was a gathering of people that you saw for, maybe once or twice a year, because all your cousins and your aunts and uncles and all that stuff, they wanted some fresh meat. But they came around for the society of family. Well, most of you here are my family. Most of you here understand and appreciate that while there are many things that courtrooms were likened to, this is the temple, the civic temple of justice. This is where real people resolve real problems. And the fact that they can come here and not be worried about how they breathe because of asbestos particulates in the air, or how they sit, and I'll give you, any of you and some of you may have heard me talk about this. These pews right here are fashioned not only after church, but after the colonial pews. And if you go to the county courthouse in Williamsburg, Virginia, you can see what they looked like before we became a nation. And the bailiff walked around with a big stick. And some of you who have looked at deeds over the years, you may see things that are measured off in rods or poles. That's 16.5 feet. And the pew that you're sitting in could never be any more than 16.5 feet, because as the bailiff went around and somebody was snoring because they'd gone to sleep, he'd give you a little tap to let you know that you were someplace where you shouldn't be doing that. It's that kind of reverence. And there have been many times when reverence may have been on the decline a time or two. Many of you know about Mrs. Abraham, and when she lost her composure and took a shot at a gentleman who was seated here, and the bullet ended up over there in the door. Well, they replaced that. I wanted to send the door over to her, but I didn't know that she would take it in the spirit of which it was being said. Oh well. Anyway, she's one of my favorite people. One of my favorite people. And a pretty damn good shot, all things considered. All right. You see the loving care that was taken of where people sit to give statements under oath. You see how I'm supposed to be above other people.